hungry. When did you last have something to eat?
Can't remember.
Today? You had something today?
No, never had nothing today. Been round all the bakers. Threw me out.
Wait here a minute.
Yes, dear.
I was just wondering, have you by any chance lost a 4-penny piece?
Where'd you find it?
Just outside in the gutter.
It's yours, then. Finders keepers.
Thank you.
Did you want to buy something?
Yes, I'll have 4-penny buns, please.
4 buns. Right you are, dear.
Oh, I said 4. You put in 6.
Did I? Good heavens, so I did. Oh, I never was much good at arithmetic.
I can only afford 4. That's all I've got, you see.
Oh, I can't be bothered to put the other 2 back. It's a waste of energy. You can have 6 for 4pence. That is, if you can find a use for them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you like a bun? Nice and hot.
What do I have to do?
Nothing. Just eat it. Here's 4 more.
Yeah, that little girl. How many buns did she give you? 5. So she kept just 1 for herself.
It's ridiculous, John. A wild goose chase. Sending you all the way to Moscow on such tenuous evidence. Mr. Carrisford's clutching at straws.
Well, of course he is, my dear. But can you blame him? He's a desperate man.
I still don't understand why he hasn't been able to find this little girl. There must have been letters from the school.
No. The colonel who organised the sale of Captain Crewe's effects had all his papers destroyed. And the Indian woman who looked after Sarah simply vanished without trace.
What made you think he sent her to school in Paris?
Because her mother was a French woman. Mr. Carrisford said that the last time he saw her father, he told him that he was taking his daughter on a tour of Europe before dropping her off at boarding school. Europe, not England. That's why I employed a French inquiry agent.
Your carriage is waiting, sir.
Thank you.
Will Moscow be covered with snow, Papa? Will you drive in a droshky?
Probably.
Shall you meet the Tsar? Shall you ask him to help you look for the little girl?
Well, I rather think the Tsar will have more important things to do.
Will you send us pretty picture postcards of the Cathedral Square and Ivan the Terrible Throne and the Great Kremlin Palace?
I will send you cards the very second I arrive. Now, run back in, because you'll all catch cold. Don't forget, I love you.
Bye.
Carmichael Sahib has just driven away.
May God go with him. Did his children come out to see him off?
Yes, Sahib.
He promised to ask them to visit me. I don't suppose they ever will.
Spirits of the lonely invalid appear to be very low today.
Yes. And talking of spirits...
No, Sahib.
What do you mean, no? You're my servant. You'll do as you're told.
No spirits by order of the physician.
I could dismiss you, you know.
What other servant would put up with your moods, your depressions?
Am I so impossible to live with?
Totally impossible, Sahib. And today, more than usual.
That's because I feel guilty. Sending Carmichael off to Moscow.
There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, in his sermon to Arjuna, advises that when the goal is worthy, action is always better than inaction, even if the consequences of such action are to be regretted.
You made that up.
Yes, Sahib.
You're an old fraud, Ramdas. But I don't know what I'd do without you.
Ah, there's the little servant girl, the one who lives in the attic,
What's she doing?
returning from the shops with baskets that are too heavy for her.
They seem to work very hard.
And she is not used to it. Of that I am sure. She has not been a servant all her life.
If only we could do something to help her.
Are you sure about this, love? I don't want to get you into trouble.
Trouble? Over a couple of meat pies? Don't be daft, Bert.
Well, suppose your mistress finds out.
She won't. She hardly ever comes down here. She did a monthly inventory a week ago. Go on. Get stuck into him.
Well, don't blame me if she hands you over to the law.
I wouldn't mind. As long as it was you.
Oh, it wouldn't be. I'd be in the next cell charged with receiving stolen goods. I might have to turn Queen's evidence.
You couldn't turn Queen's evidence if we was married.
Now, look, don't start that again. I've already told you. I can't think about marriage till I get me sergeant's stripe.
How long will that be? 10 years? 20?
Maybe next year.
Maybe never.
Look, love, we've just got to be patient, right? Till I can afford to keep you in style.
Look, we don't have to wait. I've got some money put by and I can carry on working.
I'm not having my wife going out to work. After we're wed, the only cooking you'll be doing is for me.
Late again? What's the excuse this time? Raw carriage got stuck in the mud, did it? Where's the change? This all? What'd you do? Buy yourself another diamond mine?
I wrote down how much everything cost. You can see for yourself.
All right. You can knock off now. Got to them books of yours?
Can I just have something to eat?
There's some bread in the larder.
Bread? But I've had nothing but bread since yesterday.
Well, I'm not cooking up a meal specially for you. If you're too high and mighty to eat with the rest of us, you can go without.
Yes, Donald?
Did you see the little girl who was not a beggar? She was standing on the pavement when Papa left, watching us, as if...
As if what?
As if there were a pane of glass between us. And she was on the outside, looking in.
She probably has no family of her own, poor child.
Like the little girl Papa has gone to look for.
Yes,
Why should she be in Russia?
because that's where her foster parents live.
But she's an English girl.
Her foster parents are Russian. And Papa believes they took her back to Moscow.
From France?
Yes, she was at school in Paris.
Why couldn't she have been at school in England?
I don't know. Ask Mr. Carrisford.
Hello, Sarah. I brought you some books.
Books.
What's the matter?
I feel a bit faint, that's all.
You better sit down. You do look tired these days. So pale and thin.
I know. It's all this rich prison food, all the cakes and trifles and jellies.
What?
Nothing. Have a look at these books. Carlyle's French Revolution. I've been wanting to read that. Where did you get them?
Papa sent them to me. And the trouble is, he'd have expected me to have read them by this summer. So I was wondering if you could read them and then tell me what they're about.
Don't you think you ought to read them yourself?
I could never get through all that. And you make history sound so exciting. I'd much rather hear about it from you.
All right.
Thank you.
But what about Miss Minchin? You'd better make sure she doesn't catch you up here in my cell.
Missing? Meat pies don't just vanish into thin air. How can they be missing?
Dunno, Mum.
Well, when did you last see them?
Last night. There was definitely in the larder last night.
Then someone must have taken them.
Yes, Mum.
The Bastille held about 70 or 80 prisoners. Some of them were up in the towers, but most of them were underground with wet, slimy walls and infested with rats. Rats? Ugh! I used to hate them too, but they can really be quite friendly. Would you like to meet one?
You mean there's one up here in this cell?
Yes. His name's Melchizedek, and don't worry, he's quite tame. He's a perfect husband. He eats the smaller crumbs himself and takes the bigger ones back to Mrs. Melchizedek so she can make a crumb stew. Someone's coming.
Have a good mind to turn you over to the police.
Wasn't me, I'm honest. I never touched them meat pies.
Don't tell falsehoods. Cook says she's missed other things from the larder recently. You ought to go to prison.
I never took nothing, not even when she sent me to bed without no supper. Please, Mum, you can't believe me.
It's no use, Rebecca. Your infamy has been discovered. Now go to your room for the rest of the day.
Cruel.
I will decide what
It was Cook who stole those meat pies, but that policeman of hers. I saw him eating them.
Can't you say anything?
Gorgon would never believe me. It's so unfair. Becky's so hungry sometimes she eats crust out of the ash barrel. She'd never dream of stealing anything.
Sarah? Are you ever hungry?
Oh my God.
What?
I'm never not hungry. I'm so hungry now. I could eat you. Becky gets less food than I do.
Oh, stupid of me. We should have known.
I didn't want you to know. You thought of me as a beggar girl. We couldn't stay friends.
Nobody could think of you as a beggar girl.
You're wrong. A little boy gave me this sixpence because he thought I was in need of charity.
I know. One of my aunts sent me a hamper of food yesterday. I'll bring it up tonight while everyone's asleep, and we'll have a banquet.
Can we invite the prisoner in the next cell?
Of course.
Hello.
Hello, young master.
I'm Donald Carmichael.
Ah, the son of Carmichael Sahib.
Yes. I'd like to see Mr. Carrisford.
Oh, I am sorry. He is very ill.
I've come to cheer him up.
So, you've come to cheer me up, have you?
That's right, sir.
Do you care for some orange cordial? Donald, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Some orange cordial for my young visitor, Ramdas.
Sahib.
This statue. Who's it meant to be?
Kali, the goddess of death and destruction.
Death and destruction. I thought gods were only supposed to do good.
But she does good as well.
Suppose I just take you out this afternoon. I could show you the park.
That's very kind of you, Donald. I should like that very much. girl's father had a friend, you see. A friend who did him a great wrong. And I want to make it up to her.
What sort of wrong, sir?
Well, this friend persuaded her father to give him all of his money to put into a diamond mine. And then the father died, believing that he'd lost it all, and that the friend was really a thief.
But he wasn't really a thief.
No, the mine really did have diamonds in it, but he found out only after the father had died. So he never had the chance to prove that he really was the true friend.
Poor man.
Yes, poor rich man.
What I don't understand is why an English girl should go to school in France.
Because her mother was French.
But Papa said she was dead, so her father might have sent her to England, mightn't he?
Europe. He said Europe.
England's in Europe. You know there's a school next to your house. She might even be there.
Oh, Donald. If only life were that easy.
Why shouldn't it be?
Because it never is. God doesn't make it easy for us to atone for our sins. It's all part of the punishment.
There's a girl who works at that school.
Little servant girl? Yes. Ram Dass has talked to her.
Couldn't she be the one you're looking for?
No, I'm afraid not. No headmistress would ever allow a captain's daughter to become a servant.
I don't believe Rebecca stole those meat pies.
And who on earth do you think it was?
Well, I have no proof, and I hate casting aspersions.
Oh, come
without
along,
proof.
Amelia. This is not a court of law. Who is it you suspect?
Cook.
Cook?
I've noticed that whenever her policeman calls, something disappears from the larder, and he was here earlier today.
Why on earth didn't you say something before?
Well, I didn't think it was all that important.
Not important? Well, I suppose if you found out we were feeding half the population of London, you wouldn't consider that important either.
Oh, well, it's only one man, and it doesn't happen all that often.
Well, as you say, we have no proof. And I don't intend to upset Cook by making unfounded allegations.
He made unfounded allegations against Rebecca. Very well.
I shall withdraw them. I just hope your faith in her is not misplaced.
Right, it's time to set the table. Set the table, miss? What with? Golden plates, of course. A proper banquet always has golden plates. Handle them carefully, Becky. They're extremely valuable. If you break one, the king and queen will be very cross. Right, miss. Now we need a garland of fresh flowers from the palace garden. And bring that crystal vase from the washstand. It'll do as a centerpiece. You mean this? Oh, really, Becky? Can't you tell the difference between a crystal vase and a silver flagon encrusted with precious jewels? Yes, that's it. But as this is a very special banquet, you'd better bring them both. There's only one thing missing. The food! The food is not our responsibility. It's being prepared by the royal chef down in the kitchen. No, a banquet is not a banquet without damask napkins embroidered by Spanish nuns. As it happens, I have just 3 left. Lovely! Must have taken them ages to embroider these. 5 years each. That's why they're so expensive. But in this palace, we don't worry about the expense. Palace, miss? I thought it was a cell. Oh, not tonight, Becky. Just for tonight. It's a huge banqueting hall. See the high vaulted roof and the minstrel's gallery. The log fire blazing in the open grate. The flaming torches casting shadows over the long oak dining table. You can't have cheap napkins in a place like this. No, I suppose not. But you know what I wish? What? I wish the royal chef would get a move on. Oh, Lavinia, do you really think you want to? You know what'll happen to Sarah, don't you?
She'll be thrown out in the gutter, where she belongs.
You really hate her? That much?
I hate anybody who pretends to be what she isn't. She still walks around with her nose in the air, as if she's too good for the rest of us. Well, it won't be in the air much longer.
Welcome, Master Chef. And what have we on the menu tonight, pray? A suckling pig, a haunch of venison, or mayhap a surfeit of lamb.
Oh, what? She's the right caution, isn't she, miss? Isn't she a caution? Bring forth thy succulent victuals, my good man. And though I am a princess of the royal blood, I shall aid thee to carry the product of thy labour to yon very full.
Oh, I just love it when she talks like that. This is a blanket you always see, miss, with a vaulting roof and Spanish napkins and a blazing fire.
Blazing fire? I can pretend the rest of it, but I don't think I can pretend that. It's absolutely freezing.
We could have a real one, I suppose. It'll only be a short one, but when it's gone out, I can pretend it's still there. There.
Oh, Sarah, you are clever. You can always make something out of nothing.
When you have nothing, it's all you can do. And now, fair damsels, let us commence.
I'm not a damsel. I'm a royal chef.
Nonsense. You're the Princess Ermengarde of Aquitaine. And this is Rebecca, Duchess of Castile. I bid you both welcome to the palace of my noble father, the king, who is abroad at present on a crusade, but has commanded me to provide you with this sumptuous feast.
God bless you, Your Highness. You're a real toff.
What ho there, minstrels! Strike up the viols and bassoons. Make the rafters ring with music, and pray you honoured guests, begin.
She found us out. Oh no, miss, I'm in the kitchen now.
What is the meaning of this?
It's my fault, Miss Minchin. My aunt sent me a hamper of food, you see. So I suggested
You suggested nothing, Ermengarde. You're far too stupid. I know whose suggestion this was.
We was only having a party,
Silence! You will leave my service at the end of the month. Now go to your room. Are these the books your father sent you, Ermengarde?
Yes, Miss Minchin. I lent them to...
I wonder what he'd say if he knew you left them in this filthy attic. Take them away. And go to bed. I shall write to your father in the morning informing him of your misconduct. As for you, Sarah, don't look at me like that.
Like what, Ma?
As if I were the one who'd committed the crime. What have you to say for yourself?
Nothing.
Nothing. Not even an apology.
I apologise for getting Becky and Ermengarde into trouble.
It's your own behaviour you should be apologising for, you insolent child, for repaying my generosity with sternness and disobedience. Stay in your room tomorrow, and you will have no supper and no dinner. And unless you feel some remorse, I shall throw you out in the street.